Hey, welcome to Brooke's Buzz. October 3rd here. As you can see, all three of the hives are doing super well. Lots of activities coming in and out of the hive today. What we're going to be doing today is 3 hive inspections. We're going to be feeding our yellow hive and our blue hive. There's already feeders in them, so we're just going to fill up their feeders again to help stimulate them drawing out all their comb before winter time. And then with our red hive, we're going to check in on those 2 supers on top to see what our honey production is. Right now, the goldenrod is starting to dwindle down a little bit. As you can see, the trees behind us are gorgeous and they're turning. So we're getting into autumn time for sure. I would say, maybe next week I'm going to put on my escape boards on my supers, but we're going to see today what they look like. We are supposed to have like amazing weather this weekend. It's supposed to be like 80 degrees this weekend. And then as we roll into next weekend, it's going to start getting colder and a little rainier. And then I think the colder weather is going to start to come in. So I'm going to see how we're doing with our honey today and our red hive to see how we're going to go forward in the coming weeks. If I should pull it sooner or wait a little bit. And then, yeah, so let's get our smoker started and get going. So the other hive had like a little bit of feed left in it, and this hive didn't have any left. So I'm glad that I made a lot of syrup for them. Again, I make the syrup with 2-to-1 ratio of sugar to water. So you want it thicker for an autumn feeding. Then in the springtime, you can do a little bit lighter. All right, we'll set that to the side. Good morning, ladies. I do have some sugar forming here. Let's see how we're doing. So it looks like they're drawing out the comb a little bit better on these outer frames. I might put this in a little bit closer to the center so they can give it a little bit more attention. I can already see this frame is like full of honey. It is so, look at that honey. And this is heavy, 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 heavy. This frame too, they're drawing out, filling up with honey. Goodness! Look at this. Oh, beautiful, beautiful honey. How awesome is that? This is literally an entire capped frame of honey. Amazing. This hive is definitely setting itself up for winter, which is great. Now, this is my, what do I want to call them? My BBs. They're a little, this is my little ornery hive. They can be a little temperamental. So I'm just trying to Give them a little bit of smoke to calm them down. Try to make this a fast hive inspection. I do see this frame. So I think this was the frame that had a lot of brood in the center here. So it looks like they all hatched out and they're all backing it with honey. We do want to see if she has been laying though, a little bit. I mean, geez Louise, every single frame in here is just completely packed full of honey. Which is great. They're really set up for success. Going to take that frame on the end that was a little bit starting to get drawn out and place it right here so they can give it a little bit more attention. This is going to be heavy. So here's the situation, friends. I think we're queenless in this hive, unfortunately. I saw no brood. I saw no eggs. I did not see my queen. And last week when I was here, I saw brood. And I saw some queen cells, but I didn't think that they were hatched. But they might have been. I was gone for 2 weeks. So you would have thought that I would have caught something, but I'm just going to do one more check up in here and see if I can see anything. And if I don't, then what I'm going to do is I might merge the blue hive and the yellow hive together. But I might wait till next week, or I might come back on Sunday and see what I should do. I may need a night to sleep on it. I think I'm gonna sleep on it. I think that I'm gonna maybe come back. There's definitely no queen in here. So maybe one of those females that hatched out that I saw last week on those supersedure cells went out and came back already, and they're waiting to lay. It does take quite a long time, which is so funny because somebody in our bee association just emailed us like last week saying, help, I need a queen. If anyone has a mated queen, I need one ASAP because their hive went queenless. And I was like, oh, that really sucks. And then here I am. Oh, that really sucks for me too. So I'm thinking that I'm going to join the 2 colonies. But I'm going to close this up for today. I'll come back Sunday and I will check on this hive first. And if we still have no joy, no queen, I'm going to join them in the blue hive together and go that route. And I will replace the frames in the blue hive that are not drawn out full of honey and put these honey frames in there and do the same thing that I kind of did with the red hive over here. Let them pick the honey out of any frames that don't have a lot of honey in them. But at the end of the day, you just want a colony to make its way through the winter. So if they don't have a queen, they're not going to make their way through the winter. And it's a little late, you know, we're in October now. And yeah, so I don't think that my queen swarmed. I think that maybe she died and they made a new queen. So again, like I can come back on Sunday, see if they've calmed down a little bit, look around to see if I see a queen. And if not, I'm just going to join the 2 hives and go from there. And then next spring, I can split a hive off of there and then start all over. And I'll have a little bit more of a lead up time because I will split them earlier on than I did this year. But, oh, how the tables have turned. I guess that's how it is being a beekeeper. You're just the hotel manager or the, you know, building manager to the house. You don't know what your tenants are doing inside. You're just hoping they're doing what they're supposed to be, and sometimes they don't. So here we are. I am going to feed them. So yeah. I've changed my mind. I'm not going to feed them. I'm going to close this up. All of these frames are pretty much full of honey. So that's the game plan now. I'll be back on Sunday. I'll merge the 2 frames. Once I have a game plan, I know I have to put newspaper in between. I will probably not feed them again, obviously, because I just fed the blue hive. Took out the feeder in the yellow hive. I'll be able to pull those frames off of the red hive, the super frames, the shallow frames, because that should all be picked out by them. And then I'll do the same thing. I'll just leave the frames out, and then we'll see where we go from there. But yeah, that's just what happens unpredictable things happen. Your queens die, you know. It seems like maybe she died and they made a new one, but I don't know if I want to wait to see if she comes back in time. You know, we're getting close to the end of winter here, or getting close to winter here, end of fall, so I don't want to wait too long and have a colony not make it. So I'm going to close up here and we'll be back on Sunday.